Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana. We're here today with special guest, Wy Livingston, who's here to share with us Eco Bidét, a clean you can carry. Have you ever wished that you could take that fresh, just washed feeling with you wherever you go? Well, today's guest is here to share with us a new product that does just that. Wy Livingston, the founder of Eco Bidét, a clean you can carry, shares with us the portable TSA-approved bidet in a bottle that uses gentle plant-based formula so you can feel comfortable, clean, and refreshed anytime, anywhere. Wy introduces the inspiration behind Eco Bidét, why so many people are turning to portable cleansing solutions like this, and how this refillable, travel-friendly design is creating a new standard for on-the-go comfort and cleanliness. From running daily errands to long-distance travel, Eco Bidét offers a simple way to feel clean, confident, and cared for no matter where life takes you. So welcome to the show, Wy Livingston.
Thanks so much. I appreciate being able to be on today.
Well, what an honor it is to have you here. And my goodness, I mean, we've known each other for a while. I consider you one of my dearest friends. In fact, in many ways, and we always say that we're all adopted here. You're
Yes.
definitely such a close person. What even got this on your radar? How did you decide to invent this product?
Well, I'm a kind of a serial entrepreneur. I've been in multiple businesses after leaving corporate America. I consider myself a retired, frustrated corporate executive. So I've been looking for things, and I've got a very creative mind. But this really didn't even have anything to do with this. This was more of a practical matter. And what transpired a few years ago is I was getting dressed for a really important meeting. And you know how you get up in the morning, you're feeling good, you hop in the shower, you got your hair curled and ready, put on your makeup, you put on your best outfit. And I left the house, I got to the meeting early, did my presentation, sat back down in the boardroom, and they had refreshments, like a continental breakfast, if you will, and coffee and tea. And, I just took a little nibble here, a little nibble there. And all of a sudden, I had to go to the bathroom, and it wasn't number one. I'll put it that way. And so I go to the bathroom and, finish my business. And I'm sitting there, though, thinking the whole time how fresh and wonderful was feeling 10 minutes ago. And not quite as fresh and wonderful now. And as you know, in most, particularly public restrooms, the water source, the sink, is across from the stalls. And so I kept thinking, God, if I could just wet this toilet paper, I could get my act together. But there's people in and out of there. So what am I going to do? Open the stall door, run over to the sink, wet the toilet paper, come back into the stall? No. So, finished my business, if you will. And the rest of the day, just not feeling that top of the morning like I did when I left. And so I got home, and I mean, for most people, that's no big deal. That happens to people every day. But it just kind of stuck with me how, wow, if I had had a little spritz that I could have spritzed on that toilet paper, that sure would have made me feel better. And so I kind of let it go. And then probably 2 or 3 weeks later, literally, I'm on an airplane, and, not the same situation, but, we all go to the toilet, and it's like, God, I wish I had a spray or something again. And then probably 2 or 3 months later, I go to an outdoor concert and have to unfortunately go to a porta potty. And as I'm walking in, I'm like, here I go again. I wish I had some kind of spray. So that's the gist of it. It came out of necessity of me just wanting to recapture that clean feeling I had when I left the house that morning. And then it popped in my head, wow, I need a clean I can carry, which is our tagline now. So I did a lot of research and looked at all sorts of combinations of ingredients. I knew I wanted something that was pH balanced because this is going primarily on your private parts, although people that have tested the product for me have used it on other body parts and they love it. So I got the ingredient list together. I found a manufacturer who specialized in these types of products. And we went, over a year back and forth, testing different combinations and finally settled on a formula. And the whole time I'm thinking, what am I going to call this? What am I going to call this? Well, it has tea in it too. It has tea tree oil, which is kind of my background in the tea business. And I was like, well, I don't really want to call it that. And then I was doing some research about how ecologically unfriendly some of the products out on the market who say that who indicate they're flushable, and they're really not. Or you've got municipalities around the country that are up in arms over what's happening to their plumbing systems, and you got the plumbing associations that are, they get called out to people's homes, and lo and behold, it's these wet wipes and things that are clogging up the system. And so then I said, well, I need something that's ecologically friendly. So that's where the eco comes from. And then I'm like, well, what is this spritz? It's a clean you can carry. It's like carrying your own little bidet. And so, bidets originated in the 18th century, France, and they were a luxury item for personal hygiene. And then they've evolved significantly over the centuries. And they're a common fixture in many cultures worldwide. And the term bidet comes from a French word for pony, and it reflects the straddling position used when operating the device. And so, I did all this research on bidet and this research on eco, and then it just came together, Marianne, Eco Bidét, a clean you can carry. And thus it was born.
Well, thank you for taking the time to share that with us. And I will also vouch, and I'm sure there are many people out there. This is something that most people never want to talk about, but I'm sure everyone experiences. And it's like, so how can we make sure that we're using something that makes us feel clean, refreshed, but also has what I love about your product is a pH balance. So can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, this is for men and women, and the ingredients that are used are specifically to keep that pH balance of the product around 5.4, 5.5. And the reason is you don't want something that's too astringent. You don't want something that is going to be an irritant. That's why the ingredients were so carefully chosen. And I didn't make the product with a lot of scent to it or perfumery, because again, it's a unisex product. But also, I didn't want any artificial scents and things in there that might irritate people. Again, this is going on a very private part of your body, and so we had to be very careful. Which is why the contract manufacturer did lots of tests on the product for me. It is just one of the most gentle, soothing products, and I'm just really pleased with how it's turned out. I've had people testing the product for over 6 months now, and just loving it. In fact, the testers that I gave out, everyone's asking when can we get some more of this? Because here's the deal: it's just like during COVID when people became so accustomed to using their hand sanitizers. Even though we're not in the COVID era now, people still use their hand sanitizers, and probably maybe not as prolific as before, but it's still part of their routine and part of what you'll find in gym bags and purses and briefcases, so forth and so on. Well, that's what's happening with this product. With the folks that tested it for me, they have grown accustomed to it, and now that they're out, it's like, where is my Eco Bidet? That's what I want everyone to feel. That's how I want them to think about this product. It's something that you need to carry with you all the time because, to your point, Marianne, we this is a subject that people really are a little, they're a little iffy about whether they want to talk about it. But these kinds of things are becoming so normalized now. If you think about the bathroom tissue commercials with the little bears, and he's got the tissue paper stuck to his butt, and it's to sell the toilet paper. 10 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that on TV, even though it's cartoonish. It's just that topic was not something that was explored, along with all sorts of private, intimate areas of the body that now commercials are just freely out there, and people are just becoming more comfortable having these conversations because who are we kidding? We all use the bathroom multiple times a day. And it doesn't matter if we're at home, at work, if we're traveling, if we're at a concert, if we're at the movie theater, all of those things. And for women, for us, we don't have the luxury of being able to stand and do this like men. It's always, wow, wouldn't it be nice to have this little spritz that you can use with whatever cleaning material you use in the restroom and come out just feeling a little fresher?
I love it. I love it. I've ordered a bunch and people are going to be getting this in their stocking stuffers this, holiday.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, my goodness. And so let's dive into this a little bit more. I know
Okay.
we've talked about it. So it's a mist bidet.
It's a handheld 3.2 ounce TSA size approved spray. And so you literally take the cap off. Some people use, Kleenex, toilet paper, whatever your cleaning material is. You spritz it, I would say 2 or 3 times. If you do about 3 times, you'll get about 300 uses per bottle on the 3.2 ounce. And then you clean yourself like you normally would. So it's just that extra protection or that extra cleanliness factor that people are really attuned to now, and again, men and women. So it can be used at all times of the day, and it doesn't matter where you are. So that's basically how you use it.
So can it be used? I know you talked about other people using it on different body parts as well. So are they using it like, they talk about your
Under
pits?
their arms.
Mhm.
A couple of women, about a month ago, they went on a hike. And after the hike, they had a luncheon engagement and didn't have time to go back home and shower. They had their Eco Bidet with them. They reported going into the restroom at the hotel they were having their lunch, spritzing under their arms, taking a paper towel and just quickly cleaning up, and how much fresher they felt when they had their lunch. So it is serving people in ways that they probably didn't expect. I've had a gentleman talk about the fact that he was coming from, I think he had gone bowling. Yes, he had gone bowling. And when he took off the bowling shoes, there was kind of an odor, but he had his Eco Bidet spray in his bag and he spritzed it on his feet, wiped it off with a paper towel. And again, these unexpected ways you've got this product that is giving you just that extra life of your body, if you will. And so, his feet were feeling better, certainly smelling better. With the ladies, under their underarms. So it's serving these purposes of just being kind of this added uh, cleanliness factor that you didn't have before.
I really like the fact that we can use this on any part of our body, especially because life happens. We're on the
Yes.
go, people are on the move, and we don't want to be caught in a place where we're someplace with a little bit of a stench. I love it how it's good for pits and privates and you name it.
Yes, yes, and you name it. And one of the people that sampled it has a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they were out and about on a day. They had gone for a picnic and gone for a hike up in the mountains. And again, she was able to pull out her Eco Bidet and spritz it on them, and kind of freshen them up before they went to her mother's for dinner. So it's good for all sorts of situations, and obviously for all of us as a unisex product.
So I understand there are lots of different wipes on the market, but you mentioned something that I want to kind of dive into and how they're marketed that you can use them and flush them. But I don't know if that's always the case. I mean, plumbers are having issues. There's a lot that's going on. So what makes this different than wipes?
Well, for one, it's not an extra component. It is you. It is something that you already are using. Whether it's toilet paper, that you're already going to flush down the toilet. So it's not something that's extra that we're adding to our ecological system. So that's the main thing. Um, and flushable wipes are often not truly flushable. Um, there are very limited industry regulated standards to determine what makes a wipe flushable. So it leads to manufacturers setting their own criteria. And while they may be technically flushable, they can cause significant plumbing issues. It's similar to like swallowing gum. Yeah, you can swallow it, but do you really want to? Um, and in
That
many in and in many cases, flushable wipes can lead to blockages in sewer systems, and they contribute to the formation. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're called fatbergs, fatbergs. And that's when they clump together with grease and debris. And these huge fatbergs are out in the oceans and in the rivers. And so it's not something that people are talking about like they should, but there are municipalities that have formed committees trying to address this issue. And to the credit of some of the manufacturers of these wipes, they sit in some of these committees trying to figure out better ways to make their products. So you can also go into some restroom facilities and they'll tell you not to flush them because they can harm the plumbing. So let's think about that icky situation where I'm now using a wipe and now I got to put it in the bin or the trash rather than flushing it down the toilet, rather than if I was using whatever cleaning material is already in the bathroom, like toilet paper, I would simply spritz Eco Bidet on it, clean myself, flush it like you normally would, and be on my way.
yeah,
That's a
that
huge difference.
that is a huge difference. And I know that you're very ecologically minded. I am as well. And the last thing I want to do is add to any additional waste that's produced on our planet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's one of those things where I thought about that heavily when I was, building the product in my mind. And it's part of the reason too, the product comes in three sizes. It comes in a 3.2 ounce TSA size approved bottle. It comes in an 8 ounce and a 32 ounce. Now, let's talk about the reason for that. The 8 ounce is really for your ability to put that in your home um, so that, people don't flush wipes that they may have brought with them down the toilet. It can sit on your basin or be a part of, excuse me, whatever bathroom accoutrements you have. It can go in hotels. It can go in gyms and in spas, um, so that people, again, they have this amazing product that you're affording to them, but you're also thinking about yourselves because you don't want them flushing a wipe down the toilet or clogging up with just a lot of toilet paper, because sometimes people just have to wipe and wipe and wipe because they don't have a water source. They don't have a liquid source to put on that toilet paper. So that is the 8 ounce, and then the 32 ounce is really a refill jug because we are being ecologically minded. That 3.2 ounce can be refilled with that 32 ounce. That 8 ouncer can be refilled, so you don't have to throw away again those products, those containers. So that's how it's built, as a system that not only as you're using the product, clearly that's part of your green opportunity, but also the fact that you're using a refillable product where you're not constantly throwing away a plastic container.
So, who is this product intended for?
So are you talking about the age old, what's my demographic?
Yes, yes. Who would be the people that would be this would be really intended for to carry around?
That is such an interesting question because we all know, I know you certainly as a marketer know that when we're building products, we always have a demographic in mind. And I have been blown away by the different kinds of people that use this product and want this product. So, but the truth is, I haven't found anyone who has used the product, man, woman, or child, in all sorts of age groups. And let me give you an example. So I'm at lunch with a friend 2 weeks ago, and she's really excited about Eco Bidét, and we're talking about it. And she says to me, "Look, I'm going to tell you something, and if you repeat it, I will, I will deny that I ever said it." And I said, "Oh my God, what am I about to learn?" She said, "I don't use um, I don't use I don't leave the house without using a Depend." So this is a very private, intimate conversation. And I said, "Oh," she goes, "I don't need a Depend. It just keeps me fresh." She says, "But this product, oh my goodness, I would use it all the time because it's kind of an added extra on top of the fact that I'm using Depends." So I sat there going, I didn't even think about Depend users. I mean, again, we're talking about something intimate. You're wearing a Depend for whatever your reason, or wouldn't you like to have a nice spritz to make you feel a little cleaner, fresher at some point during the day, since you do have this extra protection on? So, a long way to answer your question, who's it intended for? It's intended for anybody that uses the freaking toilet.
Well, that makes that pretty clear then. Well, and I love how you have this. So, I mean, for people who are traveling, you've got the perfect size. So it goes through TSA. Anyone going to a festival, I mean, the last thing we think about is having to use the facilities, but we all have to. And also folks at the gym, parents, I mean, you name it, you've got this so that it really helps a lot of people, even seniors.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, we have I want this subject to stop being so taboo. And again, we're making inroads, but it's one of these things that nobody really wants to talk about, and like I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it's a natural part of our bodily functions. And why shouldn't we talk about ways to keep ourselves feeling fresher and cleaner? And here's Eco Bidet, a clean you can carry. It doesn't get any better than that.
So, what's in Eco Bidet?
So it's got probiotics, it's got inulin, it's got tea tree oil. Um, it, it has a really good mixture and percentage of products that you'll find in like higher end consumer products. Some things you'll find in some of the more popular brands like Native or Lumi deodorants. Those two brands in particular are part of my, oh my God, I want to be like them when I grow up because of the level of the research that was used. I mean, there aren't many places that use a probiotic. And why was that important? Because again, it's going in a very sensitive, private part of your body. And so you just want to make sure that you've put together very gentle not really cleansing, but gentle ingredients like aloe. We all know that aloe vera is a natural product from the aloe vera plant. So putting aloe into the product mix, along with the tea tree oil, it's all gentle plant-based ingredients that love your skin, hopefully as much as you do.
Well, I love how gentle that the product is. I mean, so it's something that we can use again anywhere. And having it be ecologically friendly, friendly for our bodies, the planet. I mean, it's a real gift that people, I think, will really enjoy getting, not just this holiday season, but throughout the year.
Right, right. And to be introduced to it as a stocking stuffer, I've had folks, since we started pre-orders in late October, buy 10 units at a time. One woman, 20 units at a time. A man bought a he bought what did he tell me? He bought 12 units for his son's basketball team. So, and we can only imagine why. So it doesn't have harsh ingredients in it because of the number of times that I want you to be able to use it during the day. It doesn't have any kind of soap or detergent or any of that. And I'm not going to take a swipe at no pun intended, wipes or any of those things. But if you, as a consumer, are concerned about what it is that's going not only in your body, but on your body, I suggest you just look at the ingredients that are in the products and determine if that's something that you want to be wiping your private parts with on a continuous basis. Not to mention, now you've got a package of cloths that you've got to carry around with you, use and it's just Eco Bidét is an easier way for you to accomplish the same thing. But for some people who are married to their wipes, I get it, and maybe that's easier for them. But for those who want something different, a true clean you can carry, that's where Eco Bidét comes in.
Now, I know you went over a little earlier how to use it. Can you do that rundown again for us, real quick?
Sure. So, normally when you go to the restroom, and you finish doing your business, grab the toilet paper and, clean yourself as best you can, whether you've, done number one or number two, as they call it. Isn't that so childish, number one or number two? But anyway, that's what we've learned as we've grown up to call it. So, now, and you wipe as best you can, and then you leave and wash your hands and go about your business. But now you have a product where you can spritz Eco Bidet on your cleaning material, if that's toilet paper that you're using, and clean yourself in a way that you've been unable to without access to water. Remember, a bidet was after you've used the toilet, you'd sit on the bidet and get a splash of water that would clean your private areas. And how you did that depends on what kind of bidet you had. So this is a play on that same thing, but now it's a clean you carry. It's your bidet in your purse, in your gym bag. So you just spritz it on, clean yourself, flush, and go about your business.
Super easy to use and such a great product, not just for gifts, but also for our planet.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you always come up with the most innovative ideas. And as soon as I heard that you had this product, I knew we needed to talk because it's something that I think everyone can use.
Absolutely, absolutely, and everyone can appreciate. You don't normally think of, oh, let me give you a pack of wipes for a present, but this is such a beautifully designed product. People will enjoy and appreciate getting it as a gift for the holidays, excuse me, or otherwise. And I hope that as people become more familiar with it, whether you're in the travel industry where you have clients that are going on trips and things of that nature, wouldn't it be nice after they purchase a trip from you, you send them some Eco Bidet? If you're a gym and you've got new members coming in, wouldn't it be nice as an extra to give them the gift of an Eco Bidet bottle? I mean, it is one of these products that um, the way we've designed it, the aesthetic of the bottle and the labels, it looks like something that you would appreciate getting or receiving as a gift. It's not just another consumer product. Um, it's something that we want it to stay with you, which is why we have the refills so that you always have that bottle, that you don't throw it away, and that just becomes part of your daily routine.
So I know we've been talking about pre-orders, and that is part. I'd love for you to kind of dive into the clean team for us. What is that, and how can people get involved?
Once you make a purchase, we'll make you part of the clean team. And what that means is you'll be first to get any new product updates. You'll get discounts on the product going forward. We are going to be doing a subscription service. And so those who are part of what we're calling the clean team are those that join us early in this endeavor. But in addition to that, the clean team is also a group. If you go to eco-bidet.com, you'll see 5 members of the clean team, and they're all demographics. There's an extremely gorgeous older silver-haired gentleman. There is an amazing looking younger Black African American man. There are 3 females. One's a mom. One is a yoga enthusiast, and the other is a concert goer. And it's that those photos are meant to represent the type of people in all sorts of demographics, as we mentioned earlier, who are part of what we're calling the clean team. And that is to get people to understand this product is for you. The images that we've put forth are representative of the people who are going to be using the product. And so once you purchase Eco Bidet, you're part of the clean team. We ask you to leave your name and information on our site so that you're part of our email list. You're part of special giveaways that we do, and we want to stay connected with you.
Well, I know we've been talking about pre-orders, but having this product available is on the 15th. So, how exciting is that people can have this in time for the holidays?
Oh, absolutely. We've been pressing the manufacturer, for months to make sure we hit these timelines, and we're almost there. So I'm excited about it. As part of, I'm a product developer. I've got a great team of people that have helped kind of bring this thing to life, and it is going to change lives and change the way we think about cleanliness after using the toilet. And that's why the tagline "A clean you can carry" is so important, because that's exactly what it is.
Mm. Well, why? Can you share the website one more time so people can go order their Eco Bidet right now?
Absolutely. So it's eco-bidet.com. That's one way you can get to our landing page. And or you can go to lookwhatyoufound.com. That's LOOKWHATYOUFOUND.com. That is our e-commerce store, and Eco Bidét is one of the products which will be listed and you can easily find. So you can get to the pre-order page by either method, lookwhatyoufound.com or eco-bidet.com.
Well, Wy, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
I am so appreciative of the time you've given me to explain our wonderful product. We're very excited, and I love what you do, Mary Ann, and it's just a blessing today to be able to share this with your audience.
Well, thank you, Wy. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your new product, Eco Bidét. Visit eco-bidet.com to learn more about their products, how this portable TSA-approved bidet in a bottle is the gift that everyone wants, but people are afraid to talk about, but they'll be thanking you all year long. Again, that's eco-bidet.com, a clean you can carry. To view other products created by Wy Livingston, visit lookwhatyoufound.com. There she has everything from knit hats that have stereos in them to luggage to outerwear. It's got everything for everybody. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Mary Ann, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Mary Ann is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Mary Ann will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmaryann.com for more information.